What do you think it takes to be a major player in private equity real estate? Like what I'm doing, like raising capital. This is my first fund, going after deals. I held off because the market got nuts. The debt market was unfriendly. So I was like, I'll wait. So I'll just keep raising capital and keep the relationships going. But what do you think it takes to win this game?
Knowing how to execute with
Mm,
time, teams, and money.
mm.
That's it. I know that sounds simple, but the
No, that's
execution is more
perfect.
than anything, and having a system and process in place. If you're going to place $20 down on the table, this
Hmm.
ain't a gam. This ain't a casino. Hey, I
Right.
want to place this here. What's your system? What's your process? Who's managing? And
There
you
you
got to
go.
know what you're putting your money into. If you're the GP on the other side, uh, sometimes you just can't let it be, okay, I know she's good at her job or this. You got to have the right people to execute because you are responsible for other people's money. And that employee of yours, with
Hmm.
all good intentions, will not concede that, doesn't really give a damn. They care, but that, like I said,
Yeah, they don't
they
care
can be
that much.
fired. You still owe
Yeah.
the money to the bank and
Right.
to the folks.
There you go. For
So when
real.
you have the weakest link on your team, it's not costing you a couple of man hours or 60,000. That weakest link
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, for sure. That's crazy. Well, man, I wanted to share this with you too. Like, and I was gonna tell you the other day, but I was like, I'm gonna share this on here because I think it's warranted. Can you hear me okay? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Like we met at the Pitbull conference, right? That was my
Yes.
that was so I got here. I had sold all my apartments, sold all my stuff, and we sold everything. We moved to California. We moved to San Diego County. And I was like, I want to start doing deals. I started kind of working on it, and I was like, I want to do bigger deals. And then I was like, I'm gonna get on the capital side of the table because I have this rule: the money always wins, right? So, and I signed up for I met Matt Rosen and I know each other, and then we connected because we know each other from Hawaii because he wrestles. I had a gym and stuff like that too, and was doing real estate. So I went to his conference, and then you and I met. I didn't have a fund at the time. I didn't know how to introduce myself at the time. No one knew who I was. I had never been to a capital conference in my life. I didn't even know they existed ever. I didn't know people got together that controlled capital and played golf, drank, hang out, talk business. Like as a matter of fact, that was before that was in the process of President Trump the other time running against Biden and
Yes.
sitting in that room, I think John was talking about how things were going to go. And it was like, oh, wow. People already have an idea of what's happening based on the amount, like you said, the banking and the amount of capital, all of these different things. And plus, the lobbying and stuff. I didn't know that that world existed. I just been doing deals the whole
My
time.
first too. That was my first going to it. And Sandy was like, I don't know. But I went to the IMN private equity in Laguna Beach. We just got back from there.
Right.
And it's even in more depth. I'm
Hmm.
going to go to a few of those conferences. But what I want to say, Victor, real quick, I want to
Yeah.
comment on that conference real fast.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
do have to go because I want to catch back up with you because I do have some multifamilies that's remaining in the portfolios. I've turned around. I want to talk to you in a little bit more detail about those.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I said, I get deals now that are crazy, but now
Hmm.
we've been down the road of being beat to death. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to come to you and say, this is the greatest deal ever. Like, I don't want you to get beat up to death. That's number one. But
Yeah.
here's the most amazing thing about the conference. Got to talk to Seber, enjoyed them. We're working with Churchill on those special services. Now,
Right.
Churchill, he didn't get us the deal. It was just us doing business with them.
Right. Right.
Pennsylvania had 400,000 people register as Republicans.
Mm.
I got that number when I was watching TV that morning.
Mm.
We go into that room, and the lawyer predicts a 50-50 Senate. They predict Biden would win by like about 2%. And
Yeah.
they did the predictions, and there was a good argument on both sides. It was a political room, but I could tell it leaned left a little bit. I
Hmm.
couldn't understand why. The results of the election were 52%, 50-50 Senate, and Pennsylvania swung. And what they're finding out is the votes that got him in there didn't exist because in my head, I'm doing math. How can you have 500,000 more people on the other side
And
vote
still
and they
win.
still win by 2 points?
Yeah.
So that room knew more than you even think they knew.
Yeah.
Because after that, I've always had that beat in my head like, this is, they knew too much. They knew
That,
everything to the point.
dude, I came home and told my wife, I was like, the game is rigged.
was like, yes, I watched the election results. I was like, where have I heard this from? In Austin, Texas. What?
Yeah, for real. And I was like,